Natalie Ray here with Aesthetics Concierge of Texas. So I am going to explain the difference between semaglutide, also known as Ozempic, and Tirzepatide, also known as Mounjaro. So both are approved by the FDA for diabetes management and also have been found to be very effective and used by many for weight loss. So both of these medications work by mimicking your incretin hormones. These are hormones produced by your stomach when you eat. And these hormones regulate your insulin secretion, the way your body is handling your food, as well as communicating to your brain that you're full and slowing your gastric emptying. So by mimicking these hormones, Ozempic or semaglutide works at GLP-1 receptors. That's glucagon-like peptide 1 receptors. Whereas, and here's where the big difference between the two comes in, Tirzepatide works at both GLP-1 receptors and GIP receptors. These are glucose-dependent insulinotropic polypeptide receptors. So the big difference here is we are hitting two different incretin type receptors with the tirzepatide, whereas with semaglutide, we're hitting only one. So it's very logical that tirzepatide is more potent or stronger in terms of its effects on appetite suppression and delaying gastric emptying or slowing the transit of the food through your GI tract. So the way both of these medications work in terms of weight loss is signaling the appetite center that lies in your brain and your hypothalamus that you are full. So you find when you're on either of these medications, when you eat a meal, you get full a lot faster, and you typically genuinely don't want to eat past full when you're on these medications, because if you do, you tend to get a little queasy or nauseous feeling. So, and then in terms of slowing your gastric emptying, as I mentioned before, you get full faster and you stay full longer. So the way these work to produce weight loss is it basically equips you to eat less calories in your day. You're less hungry and you get full faster, thereby you're eating less calories. The weight loss does come from less calories. As we all know, weight loss is a super boring math problem. You have to be at a calorie deficit every day. That being said, in our consultation, we counsel you on the importance of eating enough calories in your day, but not too much. And we can kind of customize that goal for your individual height and activity level. But that's the nuts and bolts of the big difference between tirzepatide and semaglutide. Tirzepatide, you're hitting two incretin type receptors, GLP-1 and GIP receptors. With semaglutide or Ozempic, you're only hitting the one. So Mounjaro in clinical studies does prove superior in terms of helping people with weight loss, but both medications are really, really helpful. Another big difference between the two on a practical level, right now, our amazing pharmacies that we work with are able to compound both, but the tirzepatide is twice as expensive. So that's something to keep in mind. Although it is more potent, it's also more expensive. So that might be a determining factor in which one you choose. Again, during our consultation, we can go through the differences and advise on which one you might want to use. Some things to keep in mind when you're considering using either medication. If you have a history, either yourself or in your family, of two extraordinarily rare diseases, MEM type 1 or medullary thyroid cancer, you are not a candidate for these medications, because in rodent models they showed exacerbation of these diseases for that. And then if you already have a problem with gastroparesis where your GI tract doesn't work right, you would not be a good candidate for either of these medications. So hope that is informative and helps, and reach out, let us know if you have any questions.